Thanks very much, Addy. Great to see so many of you here. A wonderfully warm welcome. What a magical, beautiful building we have in the heart of the city for a heavyweight fight that goes to the heart of this blue-ribboned, glamorous division of our beautiful sport. Fabio Wardley and Daniel Dubois from the Co-op Live in Manchester on May the 9th. A compelling, explosive clash for the WBO Heavyweight Championship, live on DAZN. Alfie Sharman here from DAZN on the top table, presented by Queensberry, king of the heavyweight stable, Hall of Fame promoter Frank Warren, with us today. Sam Jones, Riz Khan, Don Charles from Team Dubois. Michael Ofo, good to see you from Team Wardley. And of course, the fighters themselves. 22 wins in 25 fights, 21 by knockout. From here in London, former amateur standout and former heavyweight champion of the world, Daniel Dubois, the Dynamite Man, and the real-life Rocky storybook. Unbeaten in 21 with 19 knockouts from Ipswich, the WBO heavyweight champion of the world, Fabio Wardley. That sound good, Fabio? I think it does, doesn't it? Don't blink. 40 knockouts between them with a 95% KO ratio. I, for one, thought Fabio might get a soft defense. Daniel might get a little warm-up back from Usyk. But no, Frank, no. We get the battle of the big boys. How on earth did you make this happen? It's a terrific match.
It certainly is, and thank you for gathering here today to see the guys. This fight is a fight both of the fighters wanted. You know, as Adam just said, Fabio coming off of a real good run, winning a world title in style, and saying that he wants a big fight to make sure that if he comes through, he gets into an even bigger fight. And then you got Daniel coming off his loss, who said, no, I want to go straight back in the deep end. I want to fight the best. So we made it happen. It's probably one of the most easiest fights we've ever had to make. Been so easy to get these guys in. You know why? Because they're fighting men. As Adam said, 95% knockout ratio. Do not blink, because this, from the first bell, you're going to be on the edge of your seat seeing something extra, extra special on the night. And I'm delighted that Queensberry have put it on, that I'm involved in it. I'm delighted it's on DAZN, the home of heavyweight boxing. And this will be another sellout show. The atmosphere is going to be unbelievably brilliant. And we're going to see, I genuinely believe, the fight of the year.
Frank, there's something special, isn't there, when two Brits fight on our shores for the world heavyweight title. I think it's 33 years or something since we saw Lennox Lewis and Frank Bruno. So many great fights over the years. Where does this rank as a match on paper for you?
On paper, it doesn't get any better. I mean, you've got it on the side of here, I can see it. 95% KO ratio. That tells you one thing, excitement. These guys don't take a backward step. As soon as the bell goes, they come forward and they let their shots go. And that is what will happen. You know, you haven't got to be an Einstein to understand and know how this fight's going to pan out. They are going to let their bombs go, and we'll see what happens when the first one lands.
Fabio, the WBO Championship of the world in front of you. Before I ask any more, how does that feel to be champion after your journey in this sport, which has been one of the most unusual ever?
Yeah, look, obviously it feels fantastic. It's a fantastic thing to achieve in amongst my career, and like you say, especially kind of where I came from in terms of where I started and how things went. I think any boxer that gets into the professional game, at some point they want to obtain a world title, and I'm immensely proud of myself for being able to achieve that and pull that off. But it's not just me, it's the team around me, the support, the faith, the belief, because like you say, I've I've been doubted at every turn, or every step has been a step too far, and I've kept the key people shoulder to shoulder with me, side by side, same team, same people who have always kept the faith. And look, and we've got all the way here to a world title, and now on to a fantastic defence.
A sold-out Portman Road, then it was the O2 against Joseph Parker. That didn't come much tougher. You got the title. In the old days, maybe a nice first defence, a little simpler. This is very tough. How highly do you rate Mr. Dubois?
Yeah, look, I rate him very highly, and that's the reason I picked him as an opponent. Like you say, it's a voluntary, which means I had my pick of the litter, I had my choice, and I picked him out. I chose him because, look, I looked at the roster, I looked at the list of names, and I said, that's the best name on the list. That's the best fighter out there. That's the best fighter available. He's the one I'm going to get the most credit for in terms of taking that scalp and taking that win. And I think, as evidenced by my career as a whole, I'm not one to take the easy route. I'm not one to take the smooth path. I want to be remembered as a fighter who never ducked no one, who never shied away from a challenge, who always took on the biggest and best comers. And I think that's the best way to manage a career, but that's the right way to go about being a world champion.
As fight fans, I'll tell you what, we just love that attitude. But Daniel, to you, I mean, the same thing applies. You share a ring with Oleksandr Usyk at a packed-out Wembley Stadium. You've been in with AJ Hrgovic. You come back, and this isn't easy. You go straight back into the fire. Did you need that? Did you need a challenge like that straight away?
Yeah, definitely. I need challenges now where I'm in my career. I need the big names and the big fights, and you know, I'm going to be fully up for this more than I've ever been before. Yeah, this excites me.
No warm-up fight needed, straight into battle.
Nah. All experiences I've had in the past have prepared me well for this moment.
You have had the experience as a professional, being in with so many big names. Do you think that might be the difference come May the 9th?
Yeah, my experience, my skill set, and just this, you know, pedigree of what I have, you're gonna see on the night. And
do you think it has to be a knockout either way?
Yeah, heavyweight boxing's knockouts, but I want to show my skills, you know, showcase what maybe you haven't seen before from me, and yeah, do it in amazing, you know, devastating fashion.
More from the big boys a little later, talking about showcasing fights. The global home of boxing is DAZN. Alfie, what a wonderful fight on May the 9th, and so much to look forward to before then as well.
Yeah, thanks Adam. And just to echo Frank, thank you to everyone for coming out here today for yet another major fight press conference on DAZN. For us, it's an amazing time to be a DAZN subscriber. This fight is, wow, I suppose, power versus power, Britain versus Britain, but make no mistake, this is for world title honours. We will have fans all over the world tuning in to DAZN to watch this event. That's very important to us, this global scale. We've barely come up for air just last weekend. We saw Wood Warrington 2, we saw Ryan Garcia take over Las Vegas, Claressa Shields doing what she does best, moving forward, as you say, Adam, March 4th, St. Patrick's Day weekend. Another world title fight headlined by Jazza Dickens and Anto Kakachi, March 28th. One of the scariest young men in the world in Moses Itauma headlines a magnificent 7 card, which is stacked from top to bottom, which we're super excited about. April 4th, our friend Derek Chisora. There'll be chaos at the O2 as he fights off against one of the most dangerous heavyweights of all time in Deontay Wilder, and then this show, which for me has genuine Fight of the Year contender. Fabio Wardley is the WBO heavyweight champion of the world, and as you rightfully say, this first defence is a remarkable choice, right? Daniel Dubois has been there with the best, recently the former IBF world champion, and he's looking to get himself straight back in the mix. Fabio is, without doubt, one of the hardest punchers in world boxing, and Daniel Dubois, as I say, has proven it. So May 9th at the Co-op Arena, which is a fantastic arena, we are going to see fireworks, and I look forward to seeing all of you all around the world live and exclusive on DAZN, the global home of boxing. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a fabulous arena up in Manchester, and what a fabulous lineup, week after week. Cannot wait for all of them. Team Dubois is heavy down the other end. I'm going to go to Riz Khan first, commercial manager of Daniel's team. You've been around him for a while now. You've had the great nights, like at Wembley Stadium against AJ, and obviously the disappointing ones, like against Oleksandr Usyk. You know him well. How confident are you going into this, and were you in any way sceptical of the fact he's going straight back in for a world title fight?
I think to answer that question, Adam, I think I just really need to reiterate what Frank said and what Daniel said earlier. After the dust had settled after the Usyk fight, I had a conversation with Frank literally 3 or 4 weeks after the Usyk fight, and it was, who do we want next? And I had a discussion with Stan and Daniel, and we knew straight away we wanted to go in for a world title shot. And it's Frank's job to put options on the table to us. But we said, no, we want Fabio Wardley for the world title. And Frank said, leave it with me, and we'll make it happen. So Frank obviously has done fantastically well to get the fight on the table. Am I sceptical in any way, shape or form? No. The way I've seen Daniel train over the past year and a half, and while I've been supporting and representing him, I've seen a really focused, dedicated fighter who's fighting at elite level. So if you look at Daniel over the last 5 years, lost to Usyk. Who hasn't lost to Usyk? So Daniel is ready to fight for the world title again, and I'm sure he will succeed. So I'm not nervous in any way, shape or form. For me, he's just too strong and has got too many tools in the locker for Fabio on the 9th of May.
Great to hear you, Riz. Alongside you, Sam Jones. Great to have you with us, advisor to Daniel as well. Proud to be sort of part of this now and really backing your man, no doubt.
Yeah, it's fantastic to be a part of, and first and foremost, sometimes when you get elevated to champion, it kind of dilutes the achievement, and it shouldn't, because Fabio, I want to congratulate you, Fabio, genuinely. Amazing achievement from what you've come from, so everyone needs to give Fabio his props for that, because sometimes, as I say, it dilutes when someone gets elevated, but congratulations, Fabio, you deserve everything you get. Amazing achievement. With this fight, sometimes we get it mixed up about what's a pay-per-view fight. We always, as boxing fans, we get mixed up and say, what's a pay-per-view fight? This is two heavyweights in their absolute physical primes. No one's over the hill. You've got one guy who's on a great run of form, a former heavyweight champion of the world there with a tremendous heavyweight CV and great pedigree behind him. And this is box office. Someone's going to sleep in this fight. And that's just the reality. You look at their records, and both of them can sit there, they'll have a straight face, because they know this fight's ended inside the distance. So if you can't get a ticket, if you're not lucky enough to get a ticket, make sure you buy it on DAZN pay-per-view. I honestly believe, and I can say this wholeheartedly, Fabio knows I respect him greatly as a person. I really do. But I do think Daniel will flatten him, and I think it will be very, very fast as well. You can't compare the two CVs. Fabio's CV, listen, he's beat who's been put in front of him, and he's done it in dramatic, emphatic style, which is the reason why he's on pay-per-view. But comparing the two CVs, in my opinion, would be like comparing Sonia Jackson to Jennifer Lopez. You can't do it. Daniel Dubois, for me, is going to win this fight, and it's going to be pretty fast and pretty violent. But no. Well done to everyone for taking this fight, because it doesn't usually happen. So, thank you very much.
Thanks, Sam. Fast, violent, and Fabio Wardley's going to sleep. Michael Ofo, your reaction as Fabio's manager. Great to have you with us today.
Yeah, they've got managers, supervisors, all sorts going over there. Listen, Fabio asked for this fight. Fabio wanted the best that's out there. There was no Usyk available. There was no AJ. There was no Fury. Daniel Dubois was chosen because he's a strong man. But this is going to be a mental battle in there. When that bell goes and we take 3 steps back and they take 3 steps forward, Fabio is going to be right in his face and he's going to be giving him hell. And I believe once you've quit once, it becomes easier to do it again. And he's done it on a number of occasions. I think they need to worry about what's going on over there in their team. You know, he left Don Charles, came back, so those insecurities are still there. And we're there to capitalize on that. And I think on the night, Fabio Wardley is going to destroy Daniel Dubois early.
You go for an early stoppage win for your man. What is it that Fabio has now in his locker? Because on paper, you look at Daniel's CV, he's been in with some terrific names. What has Fabio got that you believe will be enough on May the 9th?
Again, I just think this will be a mental battle. I think when you're at the, you know, everyone can say we work hard. When you're at the top, these guys are elite level fighters. They all work hard. They're all dedicated to the sport. So it's not enough when you're fighting against another elite level athlete. And I think his downfall will be his mental capacity to stay in there with somebody like Fabio Wardley, especially after coming off the loss that he just had. And like I said, all the stuff that's going on in their camp, it's going to be very hard for him to overcome that and to beat Fabio Wardley. To be fair, the only person really that should be up there is Stan, because we know Stan makes all the decisions. So, you know,
you have to bank on all those things, though. You have to bank on the fight being mental. You have to hold on to all of those things. But in reality, it's going to come down to who's a better fighter, and that's Daniel Dubois.
It's going to come down to a lot of things. It's a fight. So when your chin gets touched,
you have to hope that's
when your chin gets touched, then you, like you said, you wake up to that reality. Every press conference, Daniel Dubois said that he's going to destroy the person. This is the best he's ever been, blah, 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 blah. And then when the bell goes, we see the truth.
Are we in agreement, though? Are we in agreement, though, that Fabio's never been hit with a 10-ounce glove by someone like Daniel Dubois? Justice Hooney, Fraser Clark, with greatest respect, Joseph Parker, not in the same stratosphere of power. When Daniel taps him with the right hand, what's going to happen then? Never mind mental battles or Usyk. Hey, listen, Usyk whoops everybody. Usyk whoops everybody.
This is heavyweight. This is heavyweight boxing,
and Daniel Dubois has proven. Look at his heavyweight CV. He's winning this fight. He'll win it in dramatic fight. And you have to hold on to every little thing, every small thing. Going back to Don Charles. Listen, yes, he went and trained somewhere else, and yet he's gone back to Don Charles.
Why did he go back to Don Charles?
Because that's where he feels comfortable.
That's where.
And you're going to see the end result of that.
In the first place?
And with the greatest,
because there was something missing.
And with the greatest respect, you'll see the end result of that, because it will result in Daniel Dubois becoming a 2-time heavyweight champion of the world.
The reason why he left. Look, you don't have to be a genius to work it out. The reason why he left is because there was something missing. You don't leave if everything is great. You leave because there's something missing. So obviously there was
Keep holding on to it. Keep holding on to it.
I'll let you speak. I'll let you speak. Have some manners. Have some manners. Have some manners.
I've got plenty of manners. I've got plenty, but I have to intervene sometimes.
Yeah, that's the only thing that you're up here for. You don't do nothing else.
And how do you know that? Listen, Michael, you're an expert. You're an expert on everything. You're an expert on ring walks. You're an expert on ring walks. You're an expert. You're an osteopath. You're a much more intelligent than me. You're a Swiss Army knife.
100%.
Listen, I've been doing this a hell of a long time.
That's why we've got the belt here. Because
Order.
I've been doing this a hell of a long time.
We've had from the
start. A hell of a long time.
Don Charles calls order to proceedings. You're the man that has Daniel back again now. You had him for several fights. There were some fantastic stories there. I guess I'll ask you, were you disappointed that he went, and are you happy that he's back?
Right, basically, hello and welcome everybody. All I can say to all that, talk is cheap. I normally got a lot to say, but you know what? I choose to be silent today. I want to talk about today and what's going to happen on the 9th of May, and that's all. Talk is cheap. Daniel doesn't have to prove nothing. He's only ever lost to one man twice. Usyk. He's demolished everybody else orthodox that's been put in front of him. Nothing changes on the 9th of May. Period.
Joe Joyce?
Pardon me? The Joe Joyce fight was too early for him at the time.
Okay. Who's Fabio lost to?
Pardon me?
Who has Fabio lost?
No, he hasn't lost, but who has he faced?
So Parker was the #1 choice out there.
Right, and
Justice Hooney.
Wait.
Justice Hooney, I believe.
And carry on.
90% of heavyweights out there.
Carry on.
Fraser Clark.
Carry on.
What did Fabio do to Fraser Clark?
Carry on.
It's only because Fabio's a very respectful person.
Anyway, like I said, talk is cheap.
If it was me there,
you won't hear any more from me.
I would be still gloating about what I've done to
Talk is
Fraser
cheap.
Clark. talk is cheap. It's very, talk is cheap, but we're here to talk. We're here to sell the fight. And the reality is that when that bell goes...
Sell it correctly.
When that bell goes, I promise you, Fabio Wardley is going to be in Daniel Dubois' face. And there's nothing that any of you guys are going to be able to do
horrible
to
jab
stop
hits his
what
teeth.
Fabio Wardley is going to do to him.
Big
Sorry,
horrible jab
if I can interject, I dare you to fight like that. Okay? I dare you to approach the fight like that. It'll be even over quicker than you can blink. Don't blink.
Don, you say talk is cheap. I love listening to you, though, about why you think your fighters are going to win on the night. What's your case for Daniel against Fabio, who hasn't been beaten and has proved himself to become a world champion?
Daniel Dubois is a specialist at taking people's zeros. His record suggests so. Check his record. He's very good at beating unbeaten fighters. And like I said, I don't have a lot to say today, but I have to respect that we're here to interact, and that's why we're here, press conference. But I'm going to make it short and brief. Refer to his record. It suggests he's very good at taking zeros off people. The team, I know the team very well. I know them. I know their DNAs. I have a history with Fabio Wardley. He knows that. I'm not going to expand on that today. They know really, but I don't blame them. I don't expect them to sit here and say, oh, we're just going to keel over. But please tune in.
Yeah, we have a winning history
Pardon?
against your gym. We have a winning history against your gym.
Pardon me?
We have a winning history against your gym. You look at Dillian White.
I'm talking about Daniel Dubois. No, this is before you, Michael, one minute.
History against
this is before you got involved with Fabio Wardley.
We will continue to have that winning
look at me, please.
history.
This is before you got involved with Fabio Wardley. I know his journey, and I'm really proud of him. That is truth. Yeah, it's unfortunate he has to face somebody that I'm working with in the name of Daniel Dubois. I won't say anymore, I promise you.
Can I just say, I can feel the energy.
And don't blink.
Feel the energy. Feel the energy up here with some big men.
It's a fantastic energy. Frank, I'm going to come to you before I go back to the main men. It's what we want to see, isn't it, before a big fight?
Well, that's what you're going to get. You know, this is going to be, and I'm repeating myself, something special. And I must just say one thing. What a well-turned-out pair of fighters they are, aren't they? Yeah, this is like Savile Row show. But this, exactly. But this is, these guys, they know what's on the line. This is to get to the even higher level. The winner of this will be fighting in a big stadium fight. That's what's going to happen in a massive, massive barnstormer of a fight. But to get there, they've got to lace them up between the two of them, and we're going to see who is the best on the night. You know, both camps are passionate about their charges. Both of them really do believe it, and the fighters believe in themselves. So it has all the ingredients of an unbelievable event.
I can't wait for a stadium show maybe in the summer, but this is going to be a barnstormer. Daniel, you've heard all the talk between the teams, different feelings up there. How confident are you 10 months on from filling out Wembley Stadium but not getting that victory over Usyk to come back and regain a world heavyweight title?
I'm full of confidence for this one. Full of confidence, you know, raring to go. And I've got to take his oath. I'm going to be the first man to do it. And, you know, I'm just can't wait to go, man.
Your man Sam Jones says you flatten Fabio Wardley. Is that what you're seeing as well?
Oh, yeah, victory.
By knockout?
By knockout, by any means necessary, but victory.
And back with Don, sitting next to you up here, back in the farm, training you. How is that going? Really enjoying it again?
Yeah, we've got a solid team here, and, yeah, we're going to show on the night.
Fabio, danger coming your way. You've seen it once or twice before. You've won early, like against Fraser Clark in the second fight. You won late against Justice Hooney and Joseph Parker. How do you see this one unravelling on May the 9th?
Yeah, look, my power is proven. First round, last round, one way or another. If there's time left on the clock, I'm taking you out of that fight. Like, you're not making it to the final bell. And I know a lot has been made of the back and forth with Don and Daniel and their moving trainers. And honestly, for me, like, one trainer, two trainer, no trainers, I couldn't give a shit. It means nothing to me. He's not going to get in the ring and help him. All it's going to be, the bell's going to go. It's going to be me and Daniel, and I'm going to be staring in his face, throwing bombs at him, and we're going to see if he can weather the storm, which, look, if we're looking at proven records, it proves that when things get dicey, he's not really up for it. He's not really game for it. So we're going to really see on the night who's really got what it takes to come through and
Fuck
state
that,
their
I've got
name.
what it takes, mate. You're going to see on the night. I've got what it takes, boy.
We're going to find out. We're going to find out if he's really got what it takes.
Daniel, what happens May the 9th? Prediction.
Yeah, knockout, skills. You know, skills pay the bills, and that's what we're going to do.
Skills pay the bills, but it will win. You'll win inside the distance. Another one on your record.
Yeah, they scored Don't Blink for a reason.
Don't blink, we won't. 95% knockout ratio apiece, Fabio. Do you flatten Daniel Dubois and put a serious dent in his career?
Look, I flatten Daniel, clean him out, wipe him out, leave him there. I know Don's saying, I dare you to step to the ring and walk into the middle of the ring and have it out with him. Don, I don't need daring at all. I'll do it on my own. It's no bother to me whatsoever. You've seen me before. And like you say, all respect, but you know me. You know how I fight. You know my heart. You know what's in me. I don't need a dare. I don't need you to bet me. I'm walking to the center of the ring, and I promise you, your man will be taking the first step back.
Don't blink. 90 knockouts for Fabio Wardley. 21 for Daniel Dubois. They've only ever been the distance once apiece. So it should be explosive. Let's bring the boys together down to the front for a head-to-head.